Well, Darren, as responses go, losing 5-1 to a team, to beat them 3-0 3 days later is pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I stayed pretty quiet about it on Saturday, but the mental drain that these players have gone through, and we're all going through, and we're still going through now. Makes it quite hard to get any kind of joy even out of tonight. And Saturday, everything about our behaviour, everything about our attitude, everything about what we think we've come to know about the players, but also me. I can only speak for myself, and I'm not having to play. I was mentally exhausted. And I know individually some of the players were feeling in the same way. We never came out and said that before the game because we don't want to be, excuse makers. And we were able to kind of brighten everyone up on Monday. I thought some organic changes to the team may change kind of the motivation of the team as well, and just freshen it up. Some of the lads have not had the chance to play for Lee since he passed. So I wanted to, especially Dagnall and Quigley, whose attitudes through their periods out of the team have been so good. So I wanted to do that anyway because I felt they deserve that chance. And I don't think Ruben and Reece in that kind of way of thinking weren't deserving of playing. I just thought the others needed that opportunity to express their frustrations, their mental turmoil and things like that. So, but they were wonderful tonight, really wonderful, and they were wonderful Saturday because. Just because we went down the tunnel once the week before doesn't make us robots, and it doesn't mean the world is okay and we've stuck a big bandage over us. We're still very, very much healing, and the fact that they got out there to play, would we be complaining if we'd have cancelled the last 3 games off? No one would have batted an eyelid. They'd have supported us and stayed with us. So. We did well tonight, and we did well to get out there Saturday. I really believe that. And looking back, I probably should have made more of a point of that Thursday when I did the press. But we're all. That's the problem, isn't it? We're all macho men, and we don't like telling anyone how we feel. So.
You have said that it will take each game as it comes, and this game tonight, as you say, was a good one. And you mentioned those players that were brought in and given that chance to play. Let's talk about Joe Quigley. I saw you embracing him at the end there. Great night for him, scoring his first hat-trick for the club.
No, really great. We're at a good point with Joe. It's probably as good a time as ever to let everyone know that he's with us next year. He's with us for the long haul. Which is nice. We didn't want to, obviously with the last couple of weeks, we didn't want to release anything disrespectfully. But Joe's part of our long-term plans, or my long-term plan. And I thought he was great. I thought he was very good in his air. Very good in his air. Very good in the air. We've tried to actually uncoach Joe from. Joe's had lots of clubs. So in every club there would be a coach, in every club there'd be a manager, and he's probably had 24 different ways of playing. What we've tried to do is reset him to what we think he is, and to try and get away from some of the kind of caveman techniques that maybe were being drilled into him in the levels he was playing at, and he's taken his time to accustom himself to those, to get back to what he's great at. And he did a lot of good things tonight. Obviously he took his finishes really, really well. The second one in particular, because it's so quick and instinctive. And only forwards do that. They only feel the ball off their foot that way. I thought it was great. I thought his all-round play was very, very good. I thought his commitment was great. I thought his fitness was good, which is testament to the way he's looked after himself while not being in the team. So, and you must say behind him only in formation was Chris Dagnall, who was blimey, if that's what veganism does for a 30-odd-year-old, then I think we should all jump on it, because wow.
In terms of that then, Darren, is that a one-year contract for Joe Quigley?
No, that's 2 years. 2 years. He'll be with us 2 years. I don't like 1 year. I don't like turnover. I like getting to know people. Joe made the first. I wanted Joe last season, and Joe decided on a different move. And then when Joe actually put his best foot forward in coming to me and saying, you know, I'm going to be leaving the club, this club. May have made a mistake in hindsight, can we talk? And Joe made a big sacrifice, not only geographically, but he made a sacrifice financially. And I felt that some time ago, and it was some time ago, I felt that he was deserving of a longer period with us, where he wasn't making as many sacrifices. And he's been great to work with, brilliant to work with, wonderful attitude, like Dagnall when they're not in the team. Murphy and Ruben are obviously huge players in any division, and you know, and almost marquee types at Yeovil. But his attitude's been great. He trains properly, and like I said, I just want to give everyone the chance to have that opportunity to, you know, release some frustration, play for the captain, you know, and say they did that on his, you know, as a tribute to him. So, but I'm really looking forward to working with Joe. You know, I really like Joe as target men come, or big men come. He's got more. He's not this, you know, cumbersome, lumbering centre forward who can't get about the pitch. He can run. And I think the biggest mistake that coaches make with target men that can move is that they isolate themselves to only working on aspects of their play that involve being tall or strong. And Joe's got more than that. And Joe's got so much. You know, I'm not particularly impressed with his movement when he needs to make shorter, sharper runs in behind defenders. Sometimes he takes the easy option of pulling away onto the back post, waiting for a high ball. You can't be that. You can't be an easy mark. You can't be easily marked. You've got to be on the move. I'm slaughtering you. Good. And he, you know, and he can do better at that. He comes to the ball sometimes far too quickly and far too early, where he's been told to come and get it, grab it, take this, you know, he hasn't got to do that. We've got to find him. We've got to have good enough passes in the team, but we find him, because it's really hard to receive a ball calmly and softly when you're running at a ball being whacked at you 60 mile an hour and you're running back at it 20 mile an hour. So all of those things, they're taking time, and they still take longer. But we're very lucky to have Ruben working with him every day and his influence. Very lucky to have Reece in the squad. And like I said, Dagnall is just, every time I feel like we need a spike in performance or attitude, I always look at Dagnall, and I thought he was incredible today.
Just finally for me then, talking about that spike and attitude in the team, Charlie Lee's another one who probably falls into that category, and a number of the changes today had to come off in the second half. What's the news with him?
Yeah, that don't look great. That doesn't, but I say that a lot with Charlie. Charlie with 8 games to go, or wherever we are now, not too sure how much he'll allow us to know. He'll probably worry about that in the summer, such as his old-fashioned traditional ways. But I thought after Saturday, just that ability to deal with the high ball, and if you look to the construction of the team, with Jimmy, Charlie, and Dagnall, lots of resilience, lots of, I call them scars, you know, experience of having to be strong and tough and mentally resilient, and I thought they complemented each other well. Did I know that Dagnall was going to run and tackle every player and groundsman in the state? I had no idea, but his contribution was outstanding. But Jimmy's talking, Charlie's influence, you know, it was a nice kind of heartbeat, you know, in the middle of the team. And you know, I thought we dealt so much better, and Albie should be commended for that, because he was excellent. But I thought we dealt with the the artificial directness, and I mean that with respect, of Solihull. Do a lot of the start of their play from goal kicks, long throws, set plays, and I just felt if we could deal with that better than what we did Saturday, we didn't deal with it at all, as we know. I thought we'd give ourselves a chance to play some football. So, and when you're pushing onto a team like Yeovil with wingers like Knowles and Nerfield, any time that ball changes hands and there's a break in the systems or a break in the shape, and they can get in, I mean, Josh is like a Ferrari, isn't he?